leave it on. Just gonna leave it on green because I'm not gonna remember. It's on now, the whole time.
And now everybody heard what you said.
Let's bring the city council meeting to order. Item 1, we're going to stand for a moment of silence. And if you know anything about Holland, you know the Jeters. Leroy Jeter lost his wife, Gloria Jeter. She was funeralized on this past Friday. So just remember the Jeters in your thoughts as we go to this moment of silence. Amen. Mayor Pro Tem, would you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have the item 3, approval of the minutes of the July 8th, 2024 City Council meeting.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that opposed? Ayes have it. Item 4, approval of the agenda for July 22nd, 2024 City Council meeting. Your motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that opposed? Ayes have it. We have any public comments?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Item 6, recognition of city council retiree, Mr. Miguel Fernandez, fleet service manager. Are you sure? Before I come down to the podium, are you sure? I want to stay here and go, you can go a little bit longer than 44 years. Come on up.
It's almost a done deal.
Come on this way. I'm gonna try to see if this mic will pick this up. Listen to, Mr. Miguel Fernandez has been a valuable employee with the city for over 44 years. Do I need to say that one more time? For over 44 years. He has had a few roles with the city of Spartanburg Public Works Department, among them mechanic, fleet manager. Miguel has been a member of the City Employee Credit Union for over 44 years and has served various roles in the credit union at Spartanburg High School in May of 1980. Wow, go Vikings. He has always been a hard worker, and the story goes that he got off the school bus at the city fleet garage, and I laugh because I did hear this. Listen to me. As the story goes, that he got off the school bus at the city fleet garage and never left. Miguel met the love of his life, Patty. I'm knocking this off. And while carrying her mother's groceries at the old community cash. Awesome, awesome. Patty and Miguel married and raised 2 children. He has always been hands-on manager, never shying away from a challenge or project. Miguel is a true definition of kindness, compassion, and has been a true leader to the teammates in public work. On an interesting note, Miguel came to the city in May of 1980 when the city was and had invested in compressed natural gas vehicles. And he has come full circle with the city evaluating EV and other alternative vehicles. Job well done, my brother. Miguel, thank you, man, for your service. We really appreciate you. If you don't mind, come on and receive this award with us. Because he said it's going home to be with you. So really, on the behalf of the city of Spartanburg, Outstanding Service Award, special recognition to Miguel Fernandez for his dedication and commitment to the city of Spartanburg. 5/30/1980, to 7/8/2024. Man, wow. Well, we had lunch a few weeks ago at the Spartanburg Works down on Union Street, and I noticed the nice car sit out front. Not today. I'll let you guys wait to see the nice vehicle they're retiring in. So, outstanding job. You're more than welcome to have a few words, man.
No, I'd like to say that, you know, I enjoyed the 44 years. And I think the majority of me lasting that long is because of the people that I work with. Coming down here, I was thinking about all the managers that I've worked for, and I kind of quit counting. So, but you know, to people like Chris, and I see Jay's here, and Carl Wright and Dennis, you know, thank you for working with me. And I can't take all the credit. You know, I do believe that I had a wonderful 44 years, but the staff of fleet maintenance, they made me look good. I just put the puzzle together, you know, and everything else just kept rolling. But thank you very much. I appreciate everything y'all done for me.
Thank you.
And the majority of what you read is correct. Not all of it.
Congratulations. You guys enjoy. 44 years. Awesome. Thank you.
She's pretty. Jeez.
It's teamwork, guys. Teamwork. That's what keep people here for that length of time. And we've had some retirees, as I think about us on council, and some the 20 years and some 25 and 30s, but 44. You know, what a team. What a team. Outstanding. So now we have item 7, presentation of the Hub City Spartanburgers. Mr. Tyson Jeffries, General Manager for Hub City Spartanburgers. Okay.
You can hear me? Okay, great. Well, thanks for having me. It's great to give an update on the amazing progress that's happening down the street at the future site for Fifth Third Park. So I'd love to jump into it. If you want to go ahead and press play, that sounds great. Put in a bunch of videos. A couple months ago, we announced the Hub City Spartanburgers name and the brand. We did this right outside of the future ballpark site on Daniel Morgan Street, and the people showed up. It was a fantastic event. We had almost over, I'd say a little over 5,000 people that showed up for the event at its peak. And we entertained and we shot fireworks. We did all the things that we plan on doing in Fifth Third Park, and showcased who we're going to be as the Hub City Spartanburgers. So we were really excited that Spartanburg showed up and had a good time and left with some positive things. So when this ends, we'll lead into to showcase some of the renderings. So if you click on the lines at the top left corner, you'll see a menu drop down. Yeah, but if you click that, no, is it? Yep, and you could skip Meet the Spartanburgers if you just want to go to Fifth Third Park. I want to make sure that, and show the fly-through video, I want to make sure that we have some time for all of you to ask me any questions that you might have as far as the ballpark goes. We released this fly-through video at the brand announcement. This shows a really strong overview of the dynamics of the third park and everything that we're going to have available to the fans that come and enjoy it, whether that's for a baseball game or that's for some other special event that we host on that site. There'll be premium areas like you see with the Milliken Club and the different suites throughout the second level, and then throughout the concourse there'll be 3,500 fixed seats in the seating bowl, and another close to 1,500 potentially beyond that in what we would say non-fixed seats are, and that would be our berm area, the different group spaces, and drink rails that are throughout the concourse. So as this video continues to play, you'll see some of those different seating areas throughout Fifth Third Park that people can purchase, whether that's for a baseball game or for a baseball game, like a concert or a comedy show or some other type of festival that we host to activate the facilities when it is possible. Some of the main features of the ballpark you'll see is we will not have belly up concession stands. Some of that is just the data that you see across the country at different facilities, whether that's minor league or major league. And so we will build that in a form of a marketplace where it's free flowing. People can grab not only their beverages, but they can grab hot food that's cooked right there in that marketplace and then flow through. So we are trying to incorporate the highest level of technology into the facility so that we can continue times. A belly up concession stand, that's like the old school where you stand in a line and someone's standing on the other side of the counter and handing you so instead it's essentially a self-serve space unless you're purchasing or asking for something that's specialty kind of on the spot. And then throughout the concourse itself, past that, but there will be portables that are specialty items, whether that's Philly cheesesteaks, tacos, adult beverage areas, as well as adult beverage areas, kids zones, all of those things will exist on the concourse. So we will try to meet the needs of as many demographics as possible and as many age ranges as possible. So that was a good fly through. There are some renderings on the next slide. If you click, yeah, we can jump to that. I think most of the renderings have been public, so you've seen those. A lot of them are just showing the still shots of the facility, whether that's the entry gates or other spaces within the ballpark. I think the big update is to how the construction is going. In conversations with Johnson Development and with Robinson Morton and the other individuals and organizations that are ingrained in the project, everyone speaks with high confidence that by April 2025, we will be opening a fully functional ballpark to the people of Spartanburg, which is really exciting for us. And so knowing that we're going to be in full form by April of 25, our staff has started to, one, sell tickets. We've started to build out the schedule beyond baseball. So for special events, whether that's a concert or that's a private event happening up in the Milliken Club space, our goal is of the 299 days that we're not playing professional baseball, that something is happening in that space, whether that's a high school baseball game between some of the local high schools, that's a college baseball game, or that's a concert that can host 10 to 12,000 people. So we're really excited about the progress that's been happening. And as you look through some of these pictures, you start to see the full form of the ballpark coming to shape. When you drive by it on West Henry Street or on Daniel Morgan, you can now see that is going to be a ballpark, and that's really exciting for us. The seating bowl is starting to get place. Tyndall, the prefab seating bowl is starting to get dropped. I think they started last week, and that's continuing through this week. Once that's done, the whole service and team level will be fully enclosed, which means that with some of the framing that you see in these pictures, they can start to put up sheetrock, and then they can start to put in the infrastructure that goes into those spaces and start to build them out, which is really exciting. So every week that goes by, there's amazing progress that happens, and we're taking a step in the right direction to delivering a baseball field and an entertainment facility for the city of Spartanburg, which we're excited for. Beyond that, I wanted to make sure we had plenty of time. If the council has any questions for me, try to be as transparent as possible on what we're working on right now and what the expectations should be once we open in April of 25.
I will share. As we travel, I say we, Shay and I, know not anywhere particular. I mean, we were in Concord, we were in High Point, so I made sure I went by the baseball stadium. So each time I come by and mention to Tyson, all right, now High Point has a nice stadium, High Point Rockets. But he said each time he comes back, Mayor, we're going to put a great product out there downtown. So Tyson, I really appreciate all that you and the team are doing. And man, where are you as far as schedule? We've talked about that a little. You guys right on point, a little bit ahead. I know once we get the frame up, like you said, you can start putting sheet rocking up, but where are you?
Yeah, I don't think construction people will ever say that they're ahead of schedule. So when they're saying that they're on schedule, I would hope that that means that they're a little bit ahead, and when they start to say, hey, we're falling behind, it probably means that they're on schedule. So they're telling me that they're on schedule, and that we'll hopefully get the keys in sometime in February or early March and start to move what we need to move into the ballpark, so that by April we are ready to go and open the gates and welcome people with a smile.
Awesome, awesome. Any questions of Tyson?
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Tyson, thank you for being here, and we're just so excited to bring baseball back to Spartanburg. Any idea, like in terms of ticket sales, pre-ticket sales, or clubs, how have those been successful so far?
Yeah, I would, in some cases, you could call it overwhelming in a very positive way. The response without doing a ton of marketing, just organically, has been off the charts. And our ownership, Diamond Baseball Holdings, owning 35 teams across the country, when they look at the success that we're having here in Spartanburg, they can really see that the energy exists and the people are ready for not only for baseball but for entertainment. And right now we're still collecting deposits on different seating areas, specifically our lower, the seating bowl. The suites and the club are in full motion, so we're starting to lock in seats for that, and then we'll continue to do that into the lower level seating. There's plenty of opportunity to still exist, and our goal is always to make sure that we have a good balance of, when you look at a full stadium, there's about 30 to 35% that are season ticket members. Those are the people that are coming to most every game, whether it's a full season package or a half season package. The other 30-something% are group customers, and so that would be your corporate groups and other organizations that are bringing out 20 or plus people, and then the rest are the single game purchasers. That allows us to, again, to take care of as many people as we can. And when you look through the seating areas, I mean, our ticket pricing is going to really reflect something that I guess follows what we say and the vision that we have of making sure that we're truly affordable, and that's having a $5 or $6 berm ticket, and then even a seat behind home plate, it being 18 to 20 bucks, which is very reasonable in this climate for sure.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
just a comment, just throwing this out there, since we went back with the Spartanburgers name, everyone should remember, because it was such an epic moment, I threw out the opening pitch for the first Spartanburgers. Christopher George helped prepare, so I think it's only appropriate that at some point in the season,
I think I'll need to see video and make
I'd
sure
be
you didn't bounce
allowed
it.
to come back. Wait, did you say you needed?
I need to see video evidence to make sure it was a good first pitch.
It exists, I promise.
Any other questions? Tyson, I do have one more. You did make mention, and I don't know if you're at liberty to say at this point, but other entertainment in the ballpark, we have any lined up? To give us a little thoughts on.
Nothing is secured
Okay.
on a piece of paper on our agreement, but we're actively working on, both with Diamond Baseball Holdings, who will plan on doing different types of events at their facilities across the country, and we'll be a beneficiary of that. So we're looking at those, as well as how can we help the city of Spartanburg on successful events you already have, and help make those even more successful. So we feel that there's going to be a full schedule, and there's not going to be any shortage of events for people to come and be entertained at.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. There's no other question. Tyson, we appreciate your time coming and giving us an update with the Spartanburgers. So thank you,
Yes,
man.
sir. Thank you for having me.
Baseball is back in the bird.
Back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 8, Enterprise Leasing Company Southeast LLC update on van pool services. Mr. Dennis Locke, Financial Director. Mr. Locke.
Mayor and Council, tonight we have Mr. Torrin Bird to come and give you a presentation that we promised you at the end of June. He and his team have come to sort of give you an update as where we are with our van pool program. Torrin.
And I'm Greg Corder. I'm an assistant controller for the Enterprise Leasing Company of the Southeast, and I help a little bit on the operational side with our Commute with Enterprise program. So I'm here also to help out. Thank you guys for having us come and speak to you all, and also help apologize for missing that last meeting in the midst of some staffing changes that we had ongoing pretty quickly in that time unexpected. So again, thank you guys for your patience and letting us come back and speak to you all. We do really appreciate the partnership with the city of Spartanburg and the program, and continue to hope to grow and help alleviate some of the needs for your citizens here in the city, and the growth that's explosive throughout here. So Dennis has been a great partner as well, so I wanted to touch on that. And before I turn it over to Torrin to speak a little bit more about some of the opportunities that he's uncovering and where he's trying to take the business as we move forward, I wanted to speak on Torrin's behalf, just that we used to have somebody who was covering the whole entire state and coastal Georgia for our Commute with Enterprise program, and they were here, and I know that may have been a concern for some folks on the council here. We spent a month or so across our businesses. You may know Enterprise Mobility, rent a car, rent a truck, all those sorts of things that we do, and Torrin was certainly the best person in that search amongst our program, so I want to give that endorsement to him, and what we're expecting from him, and the great things that he can do and help in the city of Spartanburg. So definitely he's our guy who's going to help lead this program forward, and I just want to turn it over to him now on talking about that a little bit more and where he's hoping to make some impacts here for y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate you all. Dennis, thank you as well for having us and being so patient. We're very grateful for that. Before I don't want to preamble too long, but hearing Mr. Fernandez, 44 years of service, and every time I come to Spartanburg, I live in Myrtle Beach, so every time I come to Spartanburg, the sense of community here is amazing. When I meet with One Spartanburg, when I get lunch with people, when I go to Blue Moon Specialty Foods or Wade's, I love that place, Wade's. There's a sense of community here, and I love living in Myrtle Beach, but we don't have that. So I hope you all don't take that for granted, because as we see South Carolina grow, and as we see this area grow, and it's just blowing up, it's crazy, it's great. I hope you guys don't lose that, because I love that about Spartanburg, about this community, So thank you all. But again, thank you for your patience. I do want to dive into, first of all, where the state of the van pool program is right now. From there, I want to dive into, and I don't think I got my most updated presentation uploaded, and that's okay. But no, that's okay. It's my fault, truthfully. I got some information as I got to my hotel, and I wanted to get that over, but that's okay. But I can dive into that briefly of what we expect over the next year, okay? And then kind of where I'm at from a prospecting standpoint, and then I want to open it up to questions and kind of conversation or comments or whatever, comes to mind for you all, okay? So right now, we have 5 van pools on the road, and we have 26 van poolers out of Spartanburg, okay? You can see that, and my favorite part about this is the amount of money that these individuals are saving by participating in this program, a combined $61,000 over the past 3 months between those 26 individuals, okay? I'm not sure about the math off the top of my head. Greg's the controller, so maybe he can help me out, but divide that amongst those 28 individuals, and you can see the amount of money that they're saving, okay? But that's not where we want to be. We want to, and the goal of our program is to impact the individuals who are actually utilizing the program. That's our goal. That's what brought me to Commute with Enterprise, right? I came from an operation side, okay? And what drove me here was seeing the impact that we can have on individuals who are utilizing the program on a day-to-day basis. And I want to see that grow in this community, because the businesses that are coming here, that exist here, and the individuals who are looking for employment can both benefit from it. So here we are, just to give you an idea of a breakdown per person, is per month, each individual saving about $754 in transportation expenses, okay? Where does that number come from? It's a combination of the fuel that they save, okay? the maintenance that they're not having to get on their vehicle, insurance savings, as well as the loss of value that they would have on their personal vehicle, or using a ride share app, or traveling with some of their colleagues, okay? And that's not numbers that we make up. Those numbers come from AAA, okay? 45 hours they're receiving back by utilizing our program. Now, how do they get that time back, right? They still have to go to work, right? They're still traveling to work. Well, the majority of them aren't driving, so they're able to utilize that time, whether it's catching up on a little nap, or catching up on work, or texting friends, or listening to a podcast or something like that. So getting some time back in their day. And then again, they're saving 1,400, almost 1,500 miles per month on their personal. We all know how that can save us money, and the benefit of that. So any questions on that right there? Okay. And then, so this right here is kind of a comparison of where we're at and then where I would like to see us 12 months from now, okay? So we're looking at 5 van pools on the road. I'd like to see us at 20 to 26 in that range. I won't go through every single number here, and I can share this presentation with anybody who would like it, but this shows, from each metric, what that impact can have. I put my picture up here because for the first meeting I didn't expect to be here, so don't mind that, please. But I just wanted to put a face to a name, you know what I mean? But I'm here, so it is what it is. But here's where I'm at in the pipeline right now with some prospects. So Sage Automotive Interiors, we're in a contract review with them right now. Work Smart Staffing, I've had a couple meetings with them, and I'm not sure if they're going to actually utilize the van pool program, but they're definitely a great partner who is an advocate for it and is introducing us to multiple different potential partners. And then from there, Monty Inc. and Carver Boats. And next to that is the potential, right, initially of what that would look like after we had a partnership agreement in place, okay? And then these are my top prospects. And then this is where I would say, if you all know anybody who works at one of these companies, feel free to introduce them to me to see if I can help them out, see if our program can help them out. If we can't, that's okay. I want to keep that in mind. But I would love that introduction. I'll continue to work kind of the routes that I have, but I would love that potential introduction if any of you all know any of these individuals who work at this company, okay? And I think that wraps us up. Is there any questions regarding the state of the program now or the potential of the program moving forward?
Let me, first of all, there you go. Okay. I agree with you that Spartanburg is the best city around. Okay, we are a diamond in the rough. I agree with you on that. I'm a little confused, and I don't guess that I should be. However, I am. I don't know the difference between the van pool that you're talking about, because you're in the micro transit. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about that or not. But anyway, I don't know the difference between the two. Are we looking at both?
Yes, we are looking. We're looking at both, and there's a distinct difference. The micro is still the bus system, the transit system, but this here is something that they'll take home. We control the transit. But anyway, it's something different.
Okay, now what do you do? Okay.
Go ahead, tell them.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me, what it sounds like you're asking is, who am I and what do we do, right? Am I right? Okay, so we provide a form of transportation for employers, okay? And our program is intended, right? We provide the vehicle, it's a turnkey program. So we provide insurance, we provide a fuel card, we provide maintenance on the vehicle, and the employees of a particular business utilize our vehicle to get to and from work, traveling with their colleagues in that vehicle. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Okay, I tried to make that as simple as I
They
could.
keep
Okay.
the car at
Yes,
home,
yes.
or the van at home.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I understand now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Go ahead, Councilman Sam.
Mr. Byrd, quite sure that prices, because of gas and everything, has gone up. Will we be seeing a new price tag from you for the coming year?
So I'm not sure where that would actually be an operations question. So Greg, no, well, no, I was kind of joking, but I'll let Greg take that because, to be honest with you, that's a little bit outside of what I do. So let me have Greg answer that question.
Okay.
I can definitely speak to that. There has, as you point out, and it's not really the fuel that's the part that has been the most expensive change in the ridership program. The bigger things have been the cost of the vehicles themselves. If you've seen that market continue to increase and accelerate, and something that we've been really working from more of an operational side with our current employers who we're doing business with is there's been some driving practices with a lot of deer and animals that they're hitting, unfortunately. So that has caused some increases to our costs, kind of more of a local type situation that have happened. And the next year, I can't say for sure. We do see that the market for cars is kind of leveling in terms of buying the new cars is not increasing at the level that it has since the COVID pandemic. And with those kind of things in place, we hope to be able to hold where we're at for the time moving forward.
Go ahead.
Torrin, back to you. Everyone has transportation needs outside of going to and from work. So tell us, there's one individual that is allowed to drive and keep the car. Is that
Correct.
correct? And then what allowable uses are there for that vehicle, either for them or the other people in their car outside of commuting to and from work?
Our drivers, we allow up to 200 utility miles monthly, and that's intended for a few things. One, little Timmy has soccer practice, take him, absolutely. Stop at the grocery store with your colleagues who are riding with you because they need some groceries, absolutely. It's not intended for a vacation or anything like that, but now the individuals who are riding in the vehicle and are not qualified drivers would not be able to drive the vehicle.
Could the driver take them somewhere outside
Yeah,
of work if they need it?
absolutely. I mean, we would typically recommend doing that either on the way to work or on the way back.
Got it.
Yeah.
Councilman Fong.
Torrin, I know you have a relatively small sample size at this point, but what's been the rider feedback and what's been the feedback of the employers?
Well, that's a great question. So right now, our riders receive a third-party survey, and 100% of our riders are satisfied with the program. I believe, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 92% of our riders are completely satisfied with the program. And the employers are the same.
And I noticed that, at least in your existing pool of employers, most, if not all of those, were in the county. Do you have any data on how many riders that you have that come from the city?
That's a great question. I was actually trying to find that information, or I was trying to see if I could get that information for you all before I came today. I don't have a breakdown between city and general. Now, there might be a way for me to get that data, and I'll continue to try, and if I do, I definitely will send it to you. But unfortunately, right now, I just don't have a separation.
Because I think long-term, as this program expands, I mean, part of the motivation was to connect, residents of the city with good jobs that exist in the perimeter of the county. And so, keeping our eye on that's going to really help to define how we view this program from a success standpoint.
If you don't mind me following up on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
So-
I just think it'd be something over time we would want to keep receiving updates on.
And I'm sure that we can get that data, separate that data for you, so you all have it, okay? I'll also say I rely on some of our partners, including like One Spartanburg. There's an individual I meet with frequently, Dwayne Hatchett. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with Dwayne. And he's the individual who I really rely on, and his team, to connect me with the employers who are employing individuals who live within the city limits of Spartanburg. So, but I'm sure we can begin to gather that data for sure.
Great, thank you.
One more.
Yes, go.
To that point, can you remind us who the partners that contribute financially are Does the county contribute?
Yeah, so the transit agency contributes, and all of the employers here in Spartanburg contribute as well. So that'd be TITEX, Contech, and Spartanburg Regional.
Okay, so we're not the only government agency contributing to pay for county residents for county jobs?
In the state of South Carolina?
Or,
No, we're
right, we are current.
Oh, okay.
One Spartanburg is a financial partner in it as well.
Right, they had a grant, that grant expired, so now we're
Correct.
with governmental agencies, council who are contributing to the program.
Well, yeah, then to Jamie's point, I'd be very interested to make sure that our
That
residents.
it's your residents, absolutely.
Taxpayers are benefiting from this, and we're not, we love county residents, but
Absolutely.
no. Okay.
Yeah, no, and I mean, that's a very fair point.
Yeah.
And I'm sure my team, myself, can follow up on that with you, no problem, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Can see where.
Any other questions?
No, Torrin, great presentation. We appreciate you guys coming and presenting the information to the council today. We do see the need for the program and, just utilizing those 200 extra miles to get around to pay bills or grocery stores, like you said, take little Timmy to soccer practice. But we need, that's information only, so no other information? Thanks.
If you don't mind me closing out very briefly. So, one, I brought a colleague with me. His name's Jason Riles right here. Now, I live in Myrtle Beach, and that's a concern. I'm sure, like, this guy lives in Myrtle Beach. How's he getting up here and connecting with the people? Jason is a representative of Enterprise Mobility. How long have you worked for the company, Jason? 16 years. He lives locally. He works for our business rental side. And he's out there talking about this program as well. So I brought him along just to say, hey, I have somebody in our corner, I promise you. But thank you all very much. I'm not super comfortable talking in front of a microphone. I think that's very obvious. But again, thank you. And we'll follow up, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. An ordinance to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement for the transfer of scattered site properties located in the North Side neighborhood. Mr. Martin Livingston, Community Development Director, presenter.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of City Council. Thank you. Staff is requesting approval of an ordinance and for the city manager to enter into a development agreement with Oakland Avenue LLC to develop 9 lots in the North Side neighborhood. North Side neighborhood, a majority of these lots are located in the North Side area with purchase prices from $210,000 to $240,000. Most will have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, 1,300 square feet. You have addresses for the 9 lots, and we're asking for approval of an ordinance to transfer these lots. The North Side Development Group will be working with Oakland Avenue Development Group to assist clients with the purchase of the homes. The North Side has a private program that provides closing cost assistance, and the closing cost assistance is also available to clients who meet the 80% immediate income requirements for the City of Spartanburg program as well. What you have here is a presentation showing you the locations of the lot. Majority of these are in the North Side area. These are all scattered sites in the North Side, Saxon-Farley area. There's an error on the council action form that says South Converse. There are no lots in the South Converse neighborhood, all on the North Side. Here's the income groups. The developers are proposing to serve families in the 80 to 120% of median income requirements, and there's some standards that are required for that development. And so here's a chart of the different income groups that will be served. The 80% is highlighted, and just above that is 100%, and then 120% of median income. This development accomplishes several city goals. First is accomplishes the homeownership goals for the North Side Transformation Plan. and the Voyagers' interest in having home ownership in the neighborhood, single-family home ownership. It accomplishes the housing element for the comprehensive plan, the community resiliency element in the comprehensive plan, the economic development element in the comprehensive plan, as well as the city's consolidated plan housing goals. And I'll answer any questions you may have. Just note, this is the second development agreement we've had with Oakland Avenue, so I'll give you some impacts from the first one. The total number of properties that was provided the last time was 7 properties. Oakland Avenue sold those homes for an average from $185,000 to $209,000. The average income served was about 82% AMI. They served one family at 95% AMI, one family at 110% AMI, and one family way below the 80% at 60% AMI. And the rest, the balance of the homes, the 3 homes were sold at 80% of AMI. The applicant received closing costs either through the Northside Development Group. At least 1 or 2 received closing cost assistance from the city. The average household size was 3 per household. And I'll send you questions you may have. And then we also have a speaker from the Oakland Avenue Impact, the nonprofit connected with the Oakland Avenue LLC organization as well.
Martin, just one question. So all, Oakland Ave has only received 7 properties?
That's correct. They have 1 more to build on in the last set of properties.
Okay, I thought it was more than that.
Martin, maybe one other editorial error on the resolution under 4A on the page 2. It says we agree to contribute 10 properties, but I think it should be 9.
That's correct.
Okay. How did we come to own these lots in the first place?
So a variety of methods. There was the NSP program that was around 2010. That is the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. The city of Spartanburg applied to the South Carolina State Housing Finance and Development Authority for funding to purchase and demolish distressed properties. These were typically properties that were in tax sale or had a mortgage. Back in 2008, 2010 was the significant economic decline. And at that time, there was a lot of federal funding to address the distressed properties, so the city ended up with a lot of these properties. Some of these properties were donated by property owners that did not want to handle them anymore, again, between 2010 and 2015. So that's how we ended up with a lot of these properties.
Any other questions?
Martin, what's the process by which we select Oakland Ave, for example, in this case, to be the developer?
So we have an agreement with the Northside Development Group to work with them and their partners whenever they propose a project. So this is similar to the previous development program we developed back in July, in June, when we worked with the Northside. So the Northside has a partnership with Oakland Avenue, and that's primarily where we felt comfortable working with Oakland Avenue to develop these lots, because they have a relationship with the Northside Development Group as well as with the Voyagers.
And if we had other people that have been interested in any of these lots, developing them?
For these specific lots, not in the north side that I'm aware of, or at least not recently, but a lot of other lots, yes. We do have a few interest in developing other city lots.
And then what's our process for those?
Typically, that's an RFP process or a request for qualifications. We're working on putting that together. That will be part of the ARPA process when we make that available, hopefully this month or next month.
Gotcha. That's great. Okay.
Questions?
I do have Colby King with Oakland Avenue Impact, the nonprofit connected with Oakland Avenue LLC, that would like to say a few words.
Thank you. I was not sure I was going to be speaking, or would have worn a collar. Yeah. So.
Sure, okay, Cole.
Yeah, yeah. It's the summer. Many of you know me, but I'm an associate professor at USC Upstate. I teach sociology, focused on social inequality, economic development, urban sociology. I'm also a resident at Councilor Fulmer's district and serve on the city's Bike and Ped Committee. Mayor Rice has hosted my class. My class has also met with Marilyn Nguyen and Beth Rutherford from the city. Years ago, I don't know if Dennis would remember, but Dennis Locke talked with my class when we were online during COVID about transportation in the city, which is great. So I'm a board member for Oak and Ave Impact. I'm happy to support their efforts to help families get into home ownership and build wealth. They have, we've assembled the tools to do that. Everything from credit assistance to the down payment assistance, all of that. And I know from the sociological research on social inequality how critical home ownership is to reducing the racial wealth gap and reducing inequality overall. Makes good use of properties that aren't otherwise being used in the city also. And it's helping our neighbors and helping them build wealth, then also builds wealth in our neighborhoods, our communities, and for the city overall. So that's what I had to say. Thank you very much for considering. I think Oak and Ave can do a lot of good work with this property, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could I make just
Yes.
one comment? Martin, I appreciate you putting up there the slide of how this action connects to other city plans. I was out last council meeting, but watched the video, and I think rooting ourselves in what our values are and what approved plans we already have is important, especially as we're considering ARPA funding requests. I think council made the right decision last time to approve the request for the those ARPA funds to help folks stay in their homes, because as you know, I asked how did we come to have these lots. I could see how a tree falls on someone's house, they don't have the funds to stay in the house, it goes to tax sale, we then get federal money to demolish the house and then have to end up giving it back to another person to develop it to sell it later, when all along, had we been able to help that person make those repairs and keep their house and stay in their house and keep that community cohesion, that would have been a win-win. So things like this, coupled with the ARPA funds and the owner rehab project, I think really is anchored in the values of the city, caring about its people and its neighborhoods. So I appreciate that. Maybe that's something that staff can continue to do when we're considering actions. You know, how does this connect back to other plans and values, so that we're not up here just doing things on a whim. Not that we do, but that we're anchored and rooted in that. So thank you for that. That seemed different than other times. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Good. All right, I entertain a motion. Oh, he had Siege up?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm okay with Siege. Come on down, Siege. He's the founder. You introduce yourself.
Sorry, Siege Jefferson. I know I just said the board member, but I just wanted to say thank you, because I mean, you know, I hope that we can have this opportunity once again to move forward with this project. We did it a few years ago, you know, when we first started this. A lot's changed. I have glasses now. But just briefly, you know, it doesn't happen without, you know, these us being aligned, you know, in this mission. You know, it's something to, you know, we were 80% AMI, and you know, he talked about the prices that we had, but the impact that it's had on these families is just, it's really insurmountable. Things have continued to shift, but what I appreciate the most is how city council and my city staff shifts with it. You know, saying, hey, you know, because now the 110, 120% AMI bars, guess who they are now? They're teachers. They're teachers, they work at the hospitals, they're at the fire department, that's who they are. And so you've been able to hit a moving target. And that comes with consistency and persistency. And back to Councilman Fulmer's question, you know, well, how is it that, well, because we are intentional about it. We want it. It's not easy. It's hard work. There's not a lot of developers out there who want to delve in what we're delving in these type of lots and these type of communities. But we are tied to the community. We are, Martin, I tell you, I'm extremely persistent about saying, hey, I want this work, because we never intended to do this outside of being a resource for people. That's why we do it. And in doing that, only twice have we had a home that did not have a buyer prior to us finishing, and I hope we can continue that, because we're already partnering and working with the people before we even get started. Our plan would be at the first quarter of next year to start off this program, or this phase, as we're finishing up 8 more with some other entities right now. in the Drayton Mill community as well as some other ones in the Northside community. And this will be the biggest impact. We have been able to help foster $375,000 in resource assistance with the homes that we've done previously. This projected to have roughly a $480,000 economic impact on the community based on the equity that they'll have and the opportunities that they'll have later, and that's how we come up with that number. So it's a huge thing. We're grateful for the opportunity, and I just wanted to say thank you, Martin, Chris, everyone who's around and I say that because when we're reaching out with this type of vision, it takes people to catch that and run with it and say, hey, figure this part out or figure that part out. But just hearing us out and giving us just even this opportunity, very, very appreciative. Thank you.
Introduce yourself. Everybody may not know who you are.
C.H. Jefferson, Chris Jefferson. I'm known as C.H. Jefferson. I'm the CEO of Oak Ave Property Group and COO of our subsidy nonprofit Oak Ave Impact. And I also say with Oak Ave Impact and our board, we have $7,000 that we've been granted from a bank here, from Park National Bank, that we're gonna be able to help 15 families go through credit repair for 6 months, and we'll be able to fund it. So that's gonna be our launching pad project that we'll be able to help people get directly. Even with the bills that we're starting now, 8 of them, we have 3 already pre-sold. Families are gonna get to customize it all the way through. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Siege. Any other questions? I entertain a motion.
On motion that we approve the ordinance to authorize the city manager to execute an agreement for the transfer of scattered site properties located in the north side neighborhood.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any that oppose? Ayes have it. Good job. Thank you, Mr. Livingston. Staff update, Mr. Story.
Mr. Mayor, I can be very brief tonight. We're not prepared yet to talk about the full year-end financial numbers, but I did want you to know that as we closed out the last fiscal year, we are in the black, and things are where we intended them to be, and we'll have more information about that in the coming weeks. As you know, we've discussed a couple times at recent meetings, ARPA funding. We are running down a few loose ends, and we'll provide to you all later this week, leaving a couple of weeks to take a look at it for consideration at the next council meeting, an updated proposed allocation table that in response to the questions and comments brought forward at the last meeting. So there's a couple updates I wanted to share quickly. Certainly welcome any questions that you have.
Good. Thank you for the update. City council updates. Item 11, Councilwoman Smith, been missing a little while. We hadn't seen you in a good month or so. No.
Hey.
Sure.
No, I did miss being with y'all. Actually, I didn't miss being with y'all. I was in Mexico celebrating my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Awesome, congratulations.
So we had a wonderful time as a family. Nothing really to update on, just go Team USA. I'm a huge Olympics fan, so excited about that starting this Friday. Thank you.
Your parents had been married 6 years when Miguel Fernandez started with the city. I congratulate Miguel on his retirement. Have we ever had an employee that was that tenured?
I know of nobody that long.
Yeah, so that's incredible. We ought to name a car after him or something. But I had the pleasure, along with Councilwoman Sally, of attending the ribbon cutting of the Echo Hotel on Blackstock Road, and it's a nice addition to our hospitality inventory here in the city. But more importantly, that hotel was the first in the Echo brand to open in the United States, and maybe the first in the world. It's a new brand by Wyndham, and apparently they were trying to build one in Dallas and have it be the first, and they were able to get the Spartanburg Hotel completed. So the Wyndham CEO and members of their board and their leadership team were all here. He was doing live hits on CNBC throughout the day, and so Spartanburg got a lot of good exposure from that ribbon cutting, and it was an exciting event. And then also I had the opportunity to attend a lecture that Brad Steinecke at the library gave on Thursday night about past projects in the city of Spartanburg that never materialized. And it really, there were several things that were impressive. I mean, one, the ever-changing needs of the city. They had a lot of drawings and renderings for Opportunity Block, where One Morgan Square is. Morgan Square itself, as well as some other major projects, and those never came to fruition. And that's probably a good thing in some respects, probably disappointing in others. But it did, really strike me that this is an incredibly unique time we're living in here in Spartanburg right now, because so many of these projects that have been envisioned, they're moving. We're getting them done. So it's not just a plan that people are putting together and an idea and a concept. It's actually things that are, coming to fruition that will benefit the citizens of our city. And we had a great update on one of those tonight. So we should not lose sight of the fact that this is an incredible time in our city. So,
Awesome. Thank you for that update, Jamie. Councilwoman Brown.
I don't think you've ever spoken that long before for city. I'm gonna pull a Rob here and just thank you all for coming.
No, I just wanted to congratulate Miguel as well. That's impressive. 44 years. It's a testament to his work and to our staff that he wanted to stick around that long. Hope you'll have a great evening. Thank you for coming.
Councilwoman Littlejohn.
Yes, okay. First of all, I want to thank our city staff and administration. I have had so many wonderful comments that were made to me about certain things that they probably were not supposed to talk to me about, but they did. And I just want to say that I am glad that we have you all, the city manager, all of you that are sitting here, got a deputy, got an assistant city manager, got Christie, everybody that's here and the ones that are not here. I am grateful that you all are here serving us. I thank you for that. And then I want to invite everybody to Mount Moriah's 161st church anniversary that's going to take place on Sunday. If you don't have any place to go and worship, come worship at Mount Moriah. And then trees. I know a lot of folks don't want to spend money cutting down dead trees, but I am going to stress that it's better for you to spend that little bit of money if you can pull it together to cut down a dead tree than for that tree to fall on your house and you are displaced for months or a year. And so I just had one tree cut down and I'm getting another one cut down because I do not want it falling on my house. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank everyone for being here tonight. I want to send out my condolences again to Mr. Leroy Jeter and the passing of his wife, Miss Gloria. And I spent Thursday through Sunday in Greenville for the Municipality Association for South Carolina, and I learned a great deal. I want to say to our council members here, we are awesome, because I've never heard so much complaints coming from other cities and their council members. So we're actually perfect. Thank you, Jamie, for bringing up Echo, and I hope everybody have a great weekend. I'm on my way to St. Pete and Clearwater, so I'm gonna have a good time.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I already knew we had an awesome team. That goes without saying. Being a part of this team for quite some time, I do appreciate the team. And when I mean team, it's everyone from these seats here to the guys on the back of the truck to the ambassadors. It's the whole gamut. So we have a great team here in Spartanburg, and I always like the opportunity to brag about us and what we're doing. There's never a negative thing said on my behalf about Spartanburg. So 50 years, congratulations to your parents. Make sure you let them know that I said really congratulations. Shay and I just celebrated 27 years, and we were in Las Vegas this past week, and it was quite some time. It was an extended honeymoon, so we've been honeymooning for 27 years. So
There you go.
great time with her. But one interesting thing in Las Vegas, we had an opportunity to go to one of the NBA games, Brooklyn Nets and the Orlando Magic. And what happened there? Spartanburg. Noah Clowney played. Talon Cooper played. 2 kids from Spartanburg. If Shay has the picture, we're supposed to send it to Christy. But, we're there actually in Las Vegas at an NBA game celebrating Spartanburg. So, man, it couldn't get any better than that. That was pretty cool to have that opportunity. But if you'd like to know more about Spartanburg, make sure you get one of Ruth Littlejohn's Littlejohn Speak booklets, and you hear all about Spartanburg. Man, thank you all for coming out this evening. I entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to move into session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's go.